Hello guys and welcome to our new podcast, Seek Them Out. This podcast is a Valorant-based discussion of any updates to the game or anything that has happened within the Valorant community. This is the first episode where we talk about episode 2 Act 2 update and what it brings to the Valorant community.
Yeah, so you've been maining Astra.
Yeah, I have been maining Astra, yes, I have. Nearly played it for like a week. Like come Tuesday, come Wednesday technically, I would have played it for a week.
Which is a pretty big shift from like your usual play style, you know, because you usually Omen, Yoru kind of things. I guess so.
Omen's very similar.
Yeah, but she's still like the biggest like controller. You don't play.
Yeah,
Brimstone,
she's so much easier to like get control of the whole map. Like on the defense side, I place my stars literally all over the map. Mid, A, B, even C if we were fucking on Haven.
Yeah, and like you said, so they can see the stars when the barrier comes down.
It's I actually fully looked up this time. I think it's a second and a half or 2 seconds before the barrier goes down, they get placed. Okay. I only noticed this when I was playing against an Astra the other day. I saw her stars come down 2 seconds before the barrier lands. So they kind of get a hint of where you're going to go, but you can very much bait people out by placing stars on the other side. So if you just place stars on both sides, like obviously you can kind of fool them a little bit. They're not going to rotate quick thinking that you're going to go to one site. You could go anywhere still. So yeah, there's negatives and benefits of the stars in that sort of sense.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, would you want to like, I guess you can bait people, but then would you want to just like put them down as you're going to a site? Is that better?
You can bring them back in, can't you? So I can collect them back for that round.
Oh, you can collect them back?
Yeah. If I press F, well, obviously different for other people. But if I press F, it gives me that star back. And then when I get that star back, I only have it for that round. It doesn't carry over to another round if I collect them all at the end. Not like like a Cypher stuff where you can collect them back. Or is it these tripwires? You can get them back, can't you? Yeah. And you keep them for next round. You can't do that with the stars.
Okay.
But you collect them back.
Even if you collect them back, you don't get them for the next round?
No, you don't get them for the next round. You have to wait, like, I think it's 5 seconds, and then you get it for that round. So instead of them showing up green in my hotbar, that's why they show up yellow sometimes. That's because I've collected them in that round, and I can only use them for that round. But when I press F, it pops the smoke version of it for, I think, 2-3 seconds. It's just like a fake smoke, which is kind of cool. It can be used in some situations. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube using the fake smoke, which is quite good. But yeah, I've really come accustomed to the other stuff as well. I mean, the gravity well is kind of a bit bad in a sense. It's not as good as I thought it'd be. I think
the problem is like obviously we just need to combo it more.
Yeah.
Because that's the kind of thing. Like you need to like say like call it out like I'm using the gravity well here, and then someone ults into that, or like that with like. It sounds stupid, but that with a Brimstone ult, even though I don't know why you pick Brimstone and Astra.
The only like really good like thing I've done with the gravity well is I place them on common plant spots on the site, and when I use it, when I hear the plant sound, I use it, and then they get pulled off, and they can't plant when they're in that gravity well. Yeah. But other than that, I've not really found any other good uses for it. I suppose if you could combo it with my other ability, Nova Pulse, where it stuns them, it would work as well. But it's kind of hard because the actual radius of where it reaches isn't that big.
Yeah, I think the thing that you try and do is like if they're holding like an angle pretty close, you try and like put it down so that it pulls them out of cover. So everyone can see them. But that seems like quite difficult to do. Yeah,
I've tried doing that a few times, but the actual pull isn't that strong. You can physically walk your way out of it. You'll still get made invulnerable. You can't walk out of it. You get stuck at it, but you can walk to the edge of the radius. So it doesn't pull you straight to the middle. But you still get like invulnerable from it. Vulnerable. That's it. Yeah. And
that's just you just take extra damage, right?
Yeah, you take extra damage. Yeah. But you still get that, but it traps you, but you can still move about. So that's why it's really hard to like kill someone that's stuck in it, because they're just pinging themselves about. Whereas with a pulse, it's like Breach's stun ability. It's like that. When you get stunned, it's kind of like that. Yeah. You slow, you can't move, slow fire rate. It is the same effect. It's a lot better, but it's harder to use, like because of how small it is. Whereas obviously Breach's is massive. It covers such a wide area. and you can use it at any time. Whereas I have to pre-plan where I'm using mine, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Especially on defense, for example.
So the thing that I was thinking when I was playing with you and you were playing Astra, it's like so the stars, when you put them down, they're predefined, like what their action is, right? Like you can't just put like a non-attribute star down.
No, that's what you do. The non-attribute stars.
They're non-attributes.
And then when I look at them, I activate them with which key I do want to do it with.
So you can tell them what they have to be like after you put them down. So like
so
you
I
put
can
them
place
down
one star in the middle of like mid, for example. Like if we're just in a custom game, I place a star in the middle. I could press E to smoke it, and then, or I could press Q to do the stun, or C to press the gravity wall, or press F to bring it back. It literally, any star can be any of my abilities.
Yeah. Okay,
so
that's cool.
They're not predefined, so that's what makes them quite like interesting, and why you can get big brain plays out of it. People don't know what it's going to be. Like like on Split, for example, you know, going into B site, if I place a star like right in that tunnel, you know, the choke point, people are going to think it's a smoke, so they're just going to push it. Whereas I could just I could use like my gravity well, or just pull them in instead, and they'll like screwed themselves basically.
How well do they like stack on top of each other then? Like, can you
not
tell
very well. You
like
can't physically stack them on top of each other. You have to place them close to each other, but you have to be careful. It's like, you know, you obviously play Cypher. If you put like two cages next to each other, you have to obviously be quite precise as to which one you want to activate. It's like that. It's the same like mechanism as like activating something as Cypher. I think the same as Killjoy's bots, Nano Swarm. Like you have to activate them. It's the same kind of technique, well, like mechanism that you've used to program it.
Yeah, I see.
The radius around it to actually activate them is quite big, so I could be holding an angle and also still have the ability to use one of my abilities at head height. But if there's multiple there, you have to be careful.
And how's like the delay of like getting into the kind of astral form and out of it?
The astral form's quite quick. I think it's just over a second, maybe. Like I can be in and out of there in like 2-3 seconds if I'm quick. So yeah, that's quite quick.
That's cool, yeah.
The thing that takes the longest, well, all my abilities like take time to activate, if you know what I mean. They don't. No, well, they take time to perform because it's not activate. They activate pretty much instantly. It's when I have to obviously do like hand movements and stuff like that. It takes about 1 second. So I couldn't be like out in the middle of nowhere and then like cause a smoke to appear from one of my stars because I just.
You mean it takes
yeah, there's like a delay.
It takes a little bit of time to like fly over to it, right? As well.
I don't think it's fly. I just do these hand movements when I press the buttons and it just activates them.
The hand movements.
Yeah, just hand movements, man. They're just like whoa.
Wait.
And it's like different hand movements for every other like ability, like the pulse one's like she crosses her arm and like crosses her arms together, makes an X and just like smashes it. And then smoke, she like just like a magic key, like wiggles fingers, like ooh. Like
what's her name? Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, like that.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. My ult. I'm still not convinced my ult's that great.
Still iffy with the ult.
Yeah.
I like the ult.
I like it, yeah, but I think it's only really good on attack.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, I can cut a site in half and completely. Like most people, like let's say A on Ascent, I can cut heaven and like short where the door is completely off of the map, and we can just plant in the corner. And more than likely, no one's gonna be stood there, so you can get a site for free, and that's nice. It's really easy. Obviously, I don't like that. Something I really don't like is that obviously bullets and stuff are not allowed to go through, and you can't really hear sound through it. But I know abilities can go through. But there's one ability that kind of really annoying. Raises ult.
Oh,
that should not be allowed to go through that. I don't think.
Oh, I didn't know that. She can fire the ult.
I think that's broken. Because she can just fire it.
She nade through it as well.
I don't know about nade. I reckon she probably can nade through it. But it's kind of a bit really annoying. And I don't think like Brim or no abilities can go through.
No,
but,
abilities can. I flashed through it the other day, I think.
Yeah, there's some abilities that I feel like shouldn't actually be able to go through.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ray's ult being the most like apparent to me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I died to it the other day, and it was really annoying.
Did she like peek through a little bit though to see where you were?
No. She just like activated her ult. Like I didn't even know she was ulted because obviously the dampened audio.
Yeah.
And then
she just fired it through.
I was in like a common spot, obviously behind the wall. I was just watching for someone pushing through, and she just fired her ult through, and I died, and it pissed me off. I barely use it on defense. Like it's so hard to use.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can cut off half the map, like literally cut off half the map, and the only like actual physical way I can see it being useful is if we had a 5-stack and post plant, obviously.
Post plant would be good.
Yeah, post plant would be good. But like, if we was to use it at the beginning of the round, for example, the way I would use it would need a 5-stack because I don't think we'd be able to get like a team of randoms to be able to do it. But I put it a bit further back, and we all get aggressive, and like sit behind it and get these aggressive positions because obviously they're going to be scared to push it, or if they're not scared to push it, we're going to be there already whilst they're pushing it and get some easy kills. But
yeah, that makes sense.
It's going to be hard to get a group of randoms to do that with you.
Yeah, I think the way it seems like the best way to use it with randoms is you just put it down, run in, get the plant, and then run off.
Yeah,
there's not really much opportunity to do some of like the super crazy plays with it.
Yeah, but even then,
require like a lot more coordination.
Yeah, but even then, they just fucking run through it. They just run
push
through it and die. Yeah,
they just push it anyway.
They just run through it and die. I'm like, I literally every time someone runs through it and dies, we lost a round the other day because the whole team, bar like I think me, you, and Ben were playing. Bar us three, well, so obviously the other 2 players, they ran through and just died, and we lost because we weren't ready to be in angles, and obviously they got 2 kills, so they're just gonna aggress. So we just all died, and they all died because they pushed it. Don't push it. We've got a free plant. It's a free round. Just play post-plant positions. They're going to struggle to get back on the site. So I think that's a reason behind that, though, is because people don't actually fully understand Astra yet. Not everyone goes on YouTube and looks for how to play.
It's crazy. Like, I swear to God, like, a lot of the characters, like, when a new character comes out, you'll see them a lot in games, but Astra's been, like, the only one where you barely see any. Like, at all.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, no, because I don't see a lot of Sky. I see more Sky than I do Astra, but obviously Sky's quite old now. Sky's before Yoru.
Oh.
You barely see Yoru either.
No, you barely see Yoru at all.
You barely see Yoru, but Yoru needs a buff. He sucks at the minute, really. I
really?
enjoyed playing him, but he's not the best character. I've probably played against like 2 or 3 Yorus, and obviously I played that like 10 or so games of Yoru. I enjoyed playing him, but he's not great. If Astra didn't come out and I didn't enjoy Astra, I would have gone back to Omen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Ben told you, I did unlock Sky last night.
Yeah.
So I was considering like, no, I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it yet, but I was considering like which character to unlock next. So I think, what have I got left? I think I have Killjoy. Yoru, Astra, maybe Omen. It's definitely Killjoy, Astra, and Yoru I haven't got.
Yeah,
and I decided to start with Killjoy. So I'm on.
Yeah, I think Killjoy will be a good one. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy Killjoy. Yeah. It's right up your alley.
Yeah, it is more like kind of my play style, I think. I wish I was an aggressive player, because that's just like cool, you know, but I'm just not. So it's difficult.
I always find with myself, when I play a character that's supposed to be aggressive, I do absolute shit. But when I'm playing, for example, Astra, I've had some of the highest kill games I've ever had playing Astra.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. She's a controller. She has no flashes. There's no way of entering. But I'll place all my stuff and I'll just go in there and entry on my own and just get a couple kills. It's weird. It's same with Omen. Omen's obviously got a flash. He can entry. But when I was playing Omen, I was getting more kills than I was when I was playing Yoru, for example, who's got 2 flashes and is specifically an entry fragger.
Yoru seems like quite difficult to play. Like, a lot of his abilities are like, they don't just work. They're like, they have like a caveat. You know, like the flash, where it's like, it's not just a flash. It's like a flash where you have to bounce it off of something or some bullshit like that. Yeah. You know, it doesn't just work. It's not just like a flash, a normal.
No, it's not just a non-flash. Yeah, you have to bounce it. But they counter that by making that flash good because the enemy team don't see it until it bounces off something.
And a lot of the things is about like the footsteps, right? Like the footsteps would be really good, I feel like, at higher levels, you know?
Yeah.
But just at our level like now, like if someone hears footsteps behind them, they're not necessarily gonna turn around and like look at that.
No. At this level, at the level we're at, platinum, obviously, but people don't react to it how they should. Not at all. Like obviously, we've come from CS. We were supreme in CS. We react to footsteps drastically, and I know it's a different game, but it's like same kind of concept, 5v5, this and that. But if we hear footsteps, we fucking do a whole 180 to look for that footstep, where it's coming from. I don't understand some people in this game. I feel like a lot of people in this game just don't play with audio on or audio very loud. They don't think it's important. Because I only think
they play with music or some shit.
Yeah. But I only think that because people have come from so many different games to play this game. Like, it is really weird how much this has appealed to literally so many people. Like, obviously, it's appealed to the Fortnite community, even League community, for example. I know it's because it's by the same company and that, but it's appealed to the League like people. It's appealed to literally everyone, which is kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
There's a massive mixed bag of different types of players. Like the Fortnite players, they all play third-person games. Why would they consider? I know. Like obviously, they can play whatever they want, but they should feel really uncomfortable playing this game because it's obviously quite intense. In like obviously it's first person. There's only 5 players. If you die, you've probably lost a round. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could be that deciding factor, and in like a battle royale, you die, you just go to your next game.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like people who have never played a tactical shooter before, and like their first one, like their introduction is kind of like Valorant, you know?
Yeah,
like it makes me think like what's appealing about starting playing tactical shooters on Valorant, like as opposed to just playing CS, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what makes a person want to pick Valorant as their first tactical shooter rather than just CS, which is kind of like the standard for just so many years?
I reckon it's probably because, one, it's new. It's been advertised very heavily. And 2, because of the graphics, the colours. It's more cartoony, whereas CS is more, like, realistic. I'm putting realistics in quotation marks.
Yeah. Quote unquote,
but it's more realistic.
I think it's weird. I think
it is weird. Yeah.
In my opinion, I think people find Valorant less intimidating than CS.
That's what I was meaning by like the color and the cartoony kind of style.
Yeah, but even that, I think it's like a community thing as well. Like people have this image of the CS community that like
true.
I think people think that the Valorant community is better than the or maybe not better, but you know, more like accommodating than the CS community, and I'm not entirely sure that that's true. You know? That's
because CS has got a bad rep.
Yeah,
obviously, when you think about CS, instantly you go to, there's always Russians being toxic, just being absolute assholes. Whereas with Valorant, you don't really get that, and I understand that. But you do get your toxic people. There's toxic people everywhere in every game, but CS just has that bad rep. You know what I mean? And that's because it's been around for so many years.
I mean, obviously, I've played a lot more CS than Valorant, so I've got a lot more like experiences with toxic people in CS just because I've played more games. But like, if you think about like the frequency of like those games where you get toxic people in them, like I'm not convinced that Valorant has like less toxic people than CS. I think it's about the same.
Yeah. Like I said, there's toxic people in every game, and whether you see it or you don't, it's. I think the only difference is like the toxic people in CS. Like a lot of the times, they're people that have been playing for like thousands of hours and like really obviously, and it's an older
people.
Audience.
Yeah, so and a lot of the times, the toxic people that you find in Valorant, like they don't have that experience. They're just being toxic.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
I mean, it's League's got that bad rep as well, hasn't it? Like of people being
League
toxic.
has a worse rep, I think.
No, yeah, like
much
really
worse.
Bad. It's just because of how the length of the game being out, and obviously the amount of like media that's got on Twitter or whatever, and what people are seeing about the game. And obviously 9 times out of 10 it's about people being toxic. At least Riot actually tried to combat it though. Like I'll give them props for that. Whereas CS do not give a flying fuck.
Yeah. Wait, what did they do? I can't even remember what they did.
What, on CS?
Like to combat. No, Riot to like combat.
Riot, well, obviously you can report people, but reporting people in Valorant is more likely to become apparent, like they'll get banned and stuff.
Really?
Obviously, yeah. League, you get like chat bans and stuff like instantly for like 2 reports.
Oh, do you get that in Valorant?
Yeah, Valorant's actually really bad for like chat bans and like voice bans and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Because obviously the same company.
How do you even tell?
What do you mean?
How do you even tell like if someone that you've reported gets a chat ban or a voice ban?
I don't know if you get told, not like CS.
Okay. So
I don't think you get told.
Well, that would be nice to know.
It would be nice to know, yeah, but
yeah.
So what are the updates we got this act? We've got some more quality of life stuff. Great. Yeah, like chat offenses. Oh, you want to go through quality of life?
chat-based offenses.
Yeah, there's something about chat-based offensives in here. We've been heads down for a while, and there's a good reason for that. In addition to AFKs, we've been hard at work on improving your experience of communicating with other players in game. Say goodbye to comms bans for all. To date, we released text moderations for over 11 languages. Oh, that's good. So they've got automatic like bans for like words you type in chat, which is kind of a bit
for
scary.
More languages.
Yeah, for 11 languages, over 11 languages. And they've revamped the penalty system for text-based offenses. We've introduced more nuance to the system. Nuance. I can't speak.
Nuance.
And penalties escalate with both the frequency and severity of the offense. So that's quite good. So I'm assuming you get automatically banned for certain words you say then. Or you get like automatically reported to Riot, for example.
Well, like, we've released text moderation. Does that mean it might just mean that they have like more people like that actually can look at the message like logs and actually like understand in different languages whether that person needs to be banned. That might be what they mean.
Yeah, maybe.
That's possible.
So I've also got some AFK offenses notes here as well. Over the past several months, we've focused much of our efforts on a problem we know is painful to you AFKs. Even one AFK player can turn the tide of a game, and it is discouraging to know you'll have to carry twice as hard for a chance to win. We spent some time working on several features we're confident will reduce AFKs, both in game and pre-game in Valorant. Well, that didn't really tell us a lot, did it?
No.
They didn't tell. They've got some features that they didn't tell us anything about. I mean, physically, how can they stop it? Like, I don't think there's actually any way to combat it. The only thing you can do is give them punishments and penalties and stuff.
Yeah, more penalties for AFKs.
Yeah, and I know that they've said stuff about increasing the penalty for being AFK or dodging games and stuff. So that's kind of weird. But yeah,
I've got a little bit more notes on those on that AFK stuff.
Oh yeah, you found some more.
Yeah, so if you look at that, it said Riot Games also added that they are going to implement an as-needed penalty system, and said, if you're a player who consistently drops out of games, the hammer will come down on you, friend. These penalties are varied, and they scale based on several different factors. And then you have the kind of scale, what penalties you get, depending on how many times you AFK or leave or whatever.
Yeah.
So it starts at warnings, and then goes to XP denial for the games which you AFK'd in.
Fucking hell.
Then small deductions from your ranked ratings for pre-game dodges. Fuck. So you go down a bit in like rating for dodging.
I'm assuming that increases as well.
I guess so, yeah.
Like
deductions from your ranked rating for an in-game AFKing.
Damn.
Does that mean more? I guess it's just greater reductions.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that's a different thing. Like, if you AFK and leave a game, you get deducted rank rating. Yeah.
Increased queue restrictions, so
that's
you can't queue for a few hours, I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
Barred entry from ranked games.
That's really good.
So you can never queue ranked. And then eventually, right at the end, Valorant game bans, but only if you're really, really persistent.
You got to be on some other level to get to there, haven't you? Really?
You just got to AFK like every game. That's crazy.
There's more chat ban offenses here as well. If you want to run over them again, so they've got warnings, comms bans, extended comms bans, ranked Q bans. That's quite severe for
ranked
just
Q
chat
bans for chat.
Yeah.
Damn.
And obviously game bans and extended game bans. That's quite. See, they are brutal, and Riot have always been kind of brutal with the like moderation of chat and voice chat.
Yeah, I mean they have to be.
Obviously, there's been so many stories of people getting like muted and banned and stuff from League that I've heard of.
Yeah. Do you want to read the bit at the end, the last statement?
Oh, let us be crystal clear: there is no room for violence, threats, or targeted harassment in Valorant. Those behaviors will not be tolerated. Certain offenses, like those listed above, are categorized as zero tolerance, and they warrant a game ban. Full stop. Mad.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they're being serious on that stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're being. I mean, very serious.
I mean, that's good. To be honest, like, I haven't really experienced like anyone being that bad. You know?
No.
Never.
Usually,
really
it's just
bad.
witty humor and stuff like that. Well,
yeah.
To be fair, actually, we did actually get into a game yesterday with someone. That breach, obviously, I showed you that clip of the guy being funny that you didn't find funny, but
yeah.
The breach, we got in a game, and the first thing he said, he was like, "This is gonna sound really bad," but and then he went, "I'm not racist, but is there any N-word people in here?" The first thing he said as soon as he joined the game, and we all turned around and was like, "That was out of order."
Yeah,
that is totally out of order. Like he's obviously should get banned.
It's so unnecessary.
Yeah, it is unnecessary. Like, what are you gonna do? Not play? Like,
I don't know, man.
I don't get why some people think that's okay.
Nah, it's totally not okay, and definitely like in situations like that, then like game bans and shit are definitely like,
yeah.
I'm all right with that.
I'm all for that. Yeah.
I'm all for that, definitely.
Well, with the new Act, we've also got some competitive ranks like updates. So obviously the lower ranking party and the highest ranking party stuff.
Oh yeah, okay.
So you can now queue with a wider group of ranks at lower ranks. So obviously, I think it's the same at higher ranks, where it was only 6. Oh no, they have changed the higher ranks. So
yeah, it gets
between
smaller at really high.
Yeah,
high
it does. Yeah. So between Iron 1 and Silver 3 is that group can queue, and then the next one is between Silver 1 and Gold 3. So that's 6 queue. That's like 6 rank difference.
Yeah.
Then there's another 6 rank difference of Gold 1 to Plat 3. And
so
then,
that's why we couldn't queue with Ben the other day, because he was Silver 3.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? We were like Gold 3. I was Gold 3. You were Plat 1.
Yeah.
So he was just outside the band.
Yeah, literally just. So the next one's only 4 long, which is Plat 1 to Diamond 1. And then the next one's Plat 2 to Diamond 2. So these get really small. Then Plat 3 to Diamond 3. And then it's Plat 1 to Immortal 1, I think. And then Immortal 2 to Radiant. So it does get very slim. But that's good, because in turn, that if that's how their system actually works, like when they queue people randomly, then you should be in that range in reality. So you're less likely to get like bad people, for example.
True.
But if that actually works or not, I don't know, because half the time we just get really bad people.
Yeah. So. I mean, you're always gonna get that, whatever rank.
Yeah, you're always gonna get that. But, like, we always end up with like silvers in our game somehow, and I don't get it, because there's that big of a difference between our ranks. But
yeah, no, that's true. Actually, we're all plat now. Oh no, Ben's gold too.
Well, me and you are plat. I'm Plat 2.
Oh, so it's
Plat 1.
Ben. Oh, Ben's getting the
silvers. Ben that's dragging us down.
Oh,
we'll get him up. We'll get him up. We'll get him up.
Yeah.
So there's some more. Well, I've got a bit of quality of life here. So there's improved client frame rates by 3% on average for medium to high spec machines in 10-player games, and this was done by optimizing inventory management, which is obviously quite a good news to some people with them medium to high spec machines.
Yeah, that's good.
Difference between Reyna's now got a buff, because Reyna's nerfs were very drastic. I remember them coming out.
What was the nerfs?
I can't 100% remember, but I do remember people being really bummed out about it. And obviously players have been distraught about it. So Riot have obviously seen this, which is a good part on Riot. And they've, apparently the nerfs made her almost useless. So they reverted on the nerfs, which is kind of good. What I just wanted to talk about there was Riot are really good at listening to the community. I think anyway. Like if you look at CS, they don't listen to the community at all.
Yeah. Well, if you compare to CS, then like every game is good at listening to the community. I guess,
but I think Riot have been especially good, especially since releasing the game last year.
Yeah.
2020.
I guess I
think they've been really good.
They've been more willing to do like balance stuff with the game, right? But with CS, you know, there's not really much need to do balance things, you know, because a lot of the time, like, you know, the meta for CS will always be AKs, M4s, AWPs, you know? It's always, those are always going to be the top weapons. No matter what you do, you know, not every weapon has to be the same level.
No, yeah.
So, I get, you know, that CS don't really do, like, balance changing, like, very much. But it's very important on a game where you have, like, characters or like champions, heroes, whatever that you pick. It's very, very important that they're balanced.
I'm not even talking about like balancing though. I'm just talking in general. Like obviously the CS community went without an operation for like how long was it? It was like years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a year.
Yeah. When they used to release one a year. Well, no, I could have swore it was 2 a year at first, and then they started going 1 a year, and then obviously we went a year without one.
Yeah.
And obviously the community was screaming and shouting for it, but they didn't give it. And it's not like that. The operation they brought out recently, I think it's still in at the minute. Was that much different to the previous operation? Yeah, it was very similar. So I don't understand, but I as well. Riot have been a bit more open with their content creators as well. Obviously, they invited hundreds of people to test Astra before she came out, and I'm not even talking like all the massive YouTubers. Or
I know. A lot of the smaller ones, a lot of the
small people actually got it as well, which I think is really, really good, especially for the community.
That's cool.
And
definitely.
Yeah, allowing them smaller like YouTubers and Twitch, like just content creators in general, to get that chance. I think that was really good of them.
No, it's definitely I noticed that as well. There was a few like really small YouTubers and streamers that I saw getting like Astra gameplay up before she came out. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
it was pretty good. What do you think of the Prime 2.0 skin bundle then?
Prime 2.0. All right, so let me see. So it's the the Odin, the Phantom, the Frenzy, and the Bucky.
Yeah.
And then the Prime Karambit.
Yeah. Go on. Opinion on the Karambit. Go on, do it.
Opinion on the Karambit. I think it's cool, but the pullout is like kind of mid. That's what I think.
The upgraded pullout or the default pullout?
I haven't seen the upgraded pullout. Is the upgraded pullout much better?
It's awful.
Oh, it's really bad.
Yeah, you want to keep it default. People are complaining because you can't refund it. You go look it up right now. Like, you basically, it's like you press a button and it shoots out instead of spinning it round.
Let me see.
When you pull it out, you don't spin it out, and everyone has been like proper, like mangled over it, like as to why that's the pull out animation that you have to pay to upgrade for. It is so bad.
Wait, so it's just you don't spin it around when you pull it out?
No, when you upgrade it, you don't spin it round.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's the one where it just kind of like pops out.
Yeah.
Oh, why the? And you can't turn it back.
Why would they do that? No, you can't turn it back.
What? That's so dumb.
It's so dumb, isn't it?
Oh.
If they had it the other way around, it'd have been sick. I would have upgraded, and obviously it'd be really nice if I could spin it round and it have that nice blue light around it, which mine doesn't because obviously I haven't upgraded it.
Yeah.
If I could spin it round and have that blue light, I'd be buying that, spending that 10 radiant points, fucking getting it.
No, I actually do. I remember seeing something. I think they said that because of all the people that were really annoyed about that, that they're adding in like the ability to switch between them in the inventory or something.
I don't know
like
why
they're changing
that wasn't a thing before.
I don't know, but they said like that's a feature that they never even thought of, and that they're like have to develop like from scratch now. I think I don't know for sure,
why,
so don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I don't know why, because when you upgrade, obviously you unlock more skin variants.
Yeah.
And you can switch between them at any point. You don't get stuck to one, to whichever one you upgrade. So I don't know why they didn't think about allowing people to change like the animations and stuff that you get, because some people might find the animations really distracting, but then they get stuck with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know for a fact the dragon, like, Vandal. I know whenever I pick that up and it has the animation on, I find that really distracting.
It's distracting, but it's cool though. I think it's a really cool
It's
skin.
cool. It's cool, but when you're in the middle of like trying to like clutch or some bullshit, then it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I get it.
you're looking at the dragon and not at the screen. You know?
I do think that this Prime 2.0, the actual skins have been designed a lot better than the original Prime skins.
Yeah.
The only difference I'd say, the only thing I'd say that makes Prime 1.0 better is that the variants look better.
Hmm.
The variants on the Prime 2.0 look awful, in my opinion. Like, the colors don't match. It doesn't look like anything like the Prime 1.0 like
So
variants.
The Prime 1.0, those are the laser guns, right?
Yeah.
Those are the
That's
pew
what
pew
these
guns.
are. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the pew pews. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It just, the Prime 1.0, it was
Yeah,
it was
'cause I know-
good.
The Prime 1.0, I really like the blue variant.
Yeah. I remember you saying, you was like, oh, do I get it or not?
Yeah. It was the one thing I was considering buying, because I don't buy skins. I just don't do it.
No, yeah. I'm not a massive fan on
I'm looking at them now. I'm looking at the frenzy variants, and
like
yeah,
the variants.
You're right.
They
don't
look
look
as good as the
great.
Prime 1.0 variants. Like the Prime 1.0 variants were absolutely, they were brilliant.
Yeah. No, they don't look great.
But I do think like the base skin for the Prime 2.0 does look better than the base gold skin for the Prime 1.0. So it's like a weird balance. I don't understand how they've done it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Seek Them Out. If you have any suggestions for topics or ideas you want us to talk about in the upcoming episodes, head over to youtube.com/WebboTV and find one of the episodes of Seek Them Out and comment your idea there. Thanks once again. See you in the next one.